I was one of those guys that got pretty lucky really when I was a kid. I had a great family situation. I'm one of 6 children. Great mom and dad, grew up in Broadmoor, just everything you'd want in Shreveport.
Fond memories growing up, we could talk about a lot of them. I mean, there's, the time Dad told him he was going to rear end the car in front of him, and he actually did. That's one of those. The time he and one of my other brothers were armadillo hunting down at the lake and shot the side of the house. We could talk about that one. I could go on and on. I mean, there's tons of stories that, he probably wouldn't appreciate them all, but he's, been a great brother.
John worked for Anti-Pest during high school, so on trips after high school classes, we were always riding around in a vehicle that had a bunch of chemicals in them, and I'm not sure how that has affected both he and I through the years.
I graduated from Byrd High School and was really kind of like most kids that are 18 years old, trying to wonder what's next.
John was a very hard-working person. You could even tell that in high school. It's not often you see instances where integrity would have to come out in high school or college, but on those instances that it did with John, I was always impressed with the way he handled himself.
I was really worried. I graduated, my degree is actually from LSU Shreveport, and I was going to this monster in Austin, Texas. It was, 48,000 people, and can you cut it and all that. And I really got to be friends with a couple of teachers there that really had a big influence on me and convinced me that I could hang in that league.
John had graduated from college and had his master's in public accounting, professional accounting from the University of Texas, and was with a firm down in Houston, and he wanted to move back to Shreveport, so he came to work for Hurd, McElroy & Vestal in 1981, and he became a partner in 1984, which is pretty quick.
I think the thing that kind of sticks in my mind is that when I came up to this firm, to Hurd, McElroy & Vestal in 1981, I think it was, I just didn't have a clue about accounting firms and good ones or bad ones or anything else. And I hate to say I made a lucky choice, but in some ways, looking back, I think I really did. The mentors that I've had here, Cody White, Pete Gaffney, the rest of the guys are just an incredible bunch. They've taught me so much about work and community service, and it's just been an incredible experience, it really has.
There's no one better than John. He's very detailed, very bright, but above that, I've had the fortune to use him in jury trials, and they take an instant liking to John. They see how bright he is, but more than that, he explains to them, and he's not condescending. He's very, a matter of fact, explaining the situation to them, and they just feel comfortable with his conclusions, and we've had a good experience using him as an expert witness.
He gets more work done in between fishing trips than anybody that I know. He has that gift of being able to focus when he needs to focus, and kind of that stream of consciousness to be able to size things up quickly. One of the best businessmen, and I know he's going to see this later, but one of the smartest people I've ever known. He's really, truly gifted in just everything that he touches.
He's been very successful with the firm and has just really made quite an impact. And I've seen a lot of progress and growth in this firm, and other than our founding partner, Burton Hurd, I'd say that John Dean has had a greater impact on that success than anybody that I know.
What makes him, in my mind, very special is that along with a great intellect, he's just got the passion to serve his community, to serve organizations.
Community service is such a rewarding thing to do. Here at the firm, it's just not an option. It's a part of our culture. Everybody that was ahead of me, older than me, did it. That made it easy for me to get involved, and then I've tried to do that in turn for the people behind me. So it's just a big part of being a member of our firm.
I do know that John's doing a lot of work for the Grayson Foundation, a lot of work. He's spending a lot of time on it. It's really going to benefit the city, the community at large. And it work's still in the infancy stage, but it's going to come to fruition. When it does, I think that'll be John's biggest accomplishment, and quite frankly, be one of the biggest accomplishments for this community.
My wife, Lori, actually was working for the Internal Revenue Service, of all things, as a collection officer, beating people over the head trying to get money. And I actually did not have a client experience with her. We met under different circumstances, but it was, it's just been one of those relationships that just continues to get better and better. And she's a great person. She's been very supportive of everything that I've ever tried to do, and still very much her own person.
They are all extremely gifted and talented. His wife, Lori, I don't know if I want you to tell him I said this, but she's probably really a better fisherman than he is. But they're a great team. The two of them, they do really well, and their kids are just the best.
Our daughters are they're the same age. We coached their softball team. Really, John was the coach. He took it a little more seriously. In fact, I joked with him a while back. I said, you know, we both have gray hair now. I got gray hair from teaching my children to drive, and he got gray hair from trying to coach that girls' softball team.
Have 5 kids, a couple of grandkids, great wife. Most of them are here in the Shreveport area. I'm fixing to lose a son to New Orleans, but I hope that's going to be temporary duty, and he'll come back up here. Daughter works across the street. Got a daughter in med school, 2 others that are fixing to graduate from college. So, you know, kind of got a lot of that behind me, and it's a great feeling. They're all doing well, and knock on wood, I hope that'll continue.
He's a balanced guy, and I think that's one of the things that I like about John. He's easy to know. He's very friendly, and we just all admire him for who he is and for what he's done for this firm and this community.
He simply does not do a thing in this community for personal recognition. He does it for the good of the community. He wants for people to be successful, which, you know, eventually makes a successful community. So I just, you know, I got tickled thinking about John receiving this recognition. He's going to be very, very uncomfortable.
We've been had a business relationship, but longer than that, we've had a personal relationship, and I'm very fortunate to have him as one of my friends.
I can honestly say, you know, John is, you know, he's a friend, he's a business partner, and he's got a lot of friends, and, you know, we've got a lot of business partners at our firm, but I've got that extra bonus of he's my brother too, and that's pretty special.